Rita Auma.
Yes.
She's an advocate, she's an author, she's you are a singer also, right?
No.
You're not a singer.
John Obijawa.
She Mijawa. Her man's is here on Twitter giving me profile.
Right.
Yeah.
But welcome to the show, Rita. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
First of all, you are doing amazing things in using social media to raise awareness around mental health.
Thank you.
Mental wellness, actually, let me not say
Yeah.
health, mental wellness. And just if in case you joined us, Rita is the founder of Heart to Heart Spaces. And she'll be telling us more about that and more of what Heart to Heart Spaces does in terms of mental health. But Rita, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
And could you just start by telling us, first of all, around mental health, okay?
Mm-hmm.
John was sharing in the show earlier about how he had been having a rough patch in the last 2 years, and he was going through therapy, and and this is something that a lot of youth actually are running to these days. If you go to social media, you speak about, a lot of people are asking more and more questions. Tweet help, I need a therapist, affordable counselor, affordable therapist. Could you speak more into what therapy and counseling is, first of all?
First of all, the difference is very, very slight. For counseling, it involves a person working with you on a specific issue, but then it's mostly for a short period of time.
Okay.
Therapy digs deeper. It goes into your habits. Why do you do the things you do? Why do you act the way that you act? It's for a longer period of time, and it encompasses all sections of your life. So someone may go for counseling just for a marriage issue, but therapy is always interchangeably with all the different little nitty-gritties around you that make you like the things that make John. Yeah.
Okay. The things that make John. Yeah.
That is
I know therapy.
good ice cream
I know.
and a good movie.
I know therapy. Therapy can be a very grueling experience
Yeah.
because it gets to the root of
Yeah.
issues, a very uncomfortable place. I know people have told me stories that they go for therapy and tears are shed. They go with either is it people like parents, yeah.
That's terrible therapy.
Some people have no because
On the tears.
people cry. Please,
Yeah.
people wail and weep.
People actually cry. That time I started going for therapy, it was the worst day of the week.
Right.
Like, I'll be like, damn, today's therapy day. Because it deals with things you've buried for a long period of time, things
Right.
you don't want to deal with. So now you're bringing them to the surface and you're talking with someone about them, and most times are very uncomfortable and painful. Yeah, so you'll find yourself crying, and it's something people don't say. When someone says, oh, I'm going for therapy, you think, oh, you're going to sit in a couch, they give you ice cream, and someone is patting your back the whole time, but it's...
Which is true also, just saying.
John, they give you ice cream in your therapy. I'm ready to come.
It's not very affordable. I would not recommend someone go for the therapy I go for. I don't even pay it for myself, so...
Yeah, so...
Talking about money, is it affordable? Is therapy affordable? Counseling? Is there like free spaces where people can actually go and get help mentally?
So unfortunately in Uganda, therapy is very, very expensive, and that goes to government allocating very little money towards mental health and mental wellness in their budget. So you'll find that these people are trying to use the best and work with the best that they can. It's actually 3% allocated to mental health and wellness in Uganda.
Just to put into perspective, can you just what is the average price?
Put like perspective to it.
Yeah.
The average price of therapy is 100,000 and onwards.
100,000 per what?
Per session.
How long is a session?
170,000. It depends. Some people do 1 hour, some people do 40 minutes. I've had a therapy session for $150. Yeah, so it's a bit of money. It's very pricey.
Che, if you want to get into business, no?
I know I'm doing a counseling course. You didn't know?
Wonderful. $150. No, that's good money.
Poverty is a curse. And
Thank
So,
you. Thank you.
and no, please, that was a joke. That was a yeah.
No, but poverty is a curse.
Yeah,
That's
it
true.
is. Yeah, but yeah, I'm just putting into perspective with these prices. How feasible is this for the average Ugandan? Honestly,
It's really not feasible. Because you find some people have to do the talk therapy and also see a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
So
That's added, yeah.
That's an added cost. Seeing a psychiatrist is 100,000. If you're not going to places like Butavika where it's very subsidized, and yeah, the lines are longer, but you get the help that you need. So you'll find people stuck. For the longest time, I haven't been in therapy because I can't afford both costs.
okay.
Yeah.
So would you say private therapists are more expensive than like the government?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think people lean towards private more or the government allocated ones?
People lean towards the private ones more because of the stigma around Butavika. Yes, no one wants to be seen going there.
They think you're a mad person.
Yes, they just think you're a mad person. I had a stigma against myself. The first time I went to Butavika, I was like, okay, now I'm really mad. But it's not really like that. You can get very good help there. Yeah, if you're an outpatient, I highly recommend it.
Wow. When we come back, we'll be talking about the reasons why one could consider therapy. Maybe their problems might be on the surface, and maybe their problems might be deep, but they don't even know that their problems are deep. Yeah. So we'll be talking to, even garnering courage. How does one get courage to say, I need help? Yeah, and how do they seek for it? About mental health and how people can get better. I struggled with depression in 20. Yeah, when was COVID?
2019.
20,
From March 2019.
2020.
2020. Yes.
From 2020 to 2021. Hard years. But God was faithful to me. There was a good person who was listening to my problems then. Jesus created girls. God continue blessing the world. I need it. So who needs therapy? Rita, so who needs therapy? And why do we need therapy? Is it even important? Can't I just read a book? Can't I just watch a movie? Go for ice cream? Make myself happy? Are there things that I can do that can replace this thing that causes stigma?
Okay, I will start from here. Everybody has mental wellness. Everybody has mental health. If you have a brain, you need therapy. You know how they say if you have a body, you go and do a monthly checkup or yearly checkup and see if all parts of your body are okay. It's the same thing with therapy. But then the specific people who need it for illnesses, mental illnesses, like if you have depression, which is defined as being sad for a longer period of time than normal sadness. Like for you, you're sad, it's been 3 weeks, you're not able to get out of that sadness. That's depression. Then you need therapy, talk therapy. If you fight with anxiety, anxiety is basically feeling like you're living your life walking on a string anytime anything is about to happen. So you will need therapy. Addiction, most people can't fight this illness on their own. The people have gotten it out with the help of God, but there are others who need that extra hand. I keep saying that mental illness is such a wide thing and it comes at you from all sides. You're going to need all the bullets you can use to fight it. You're going to need the Bible, you're going to need your pastors if you talk to your pastors, you're going to need a therapist, psychiatrist, you're going to need all the bullets, and there is no shame in fighting back.
I don't know, so I'm overthinking it. Is it? I think for me the question in my head is are there things I can do that can replace it, or it is important to have? It's a key part of the healing process.
I would love to say it's a key part of the healing process because it teaches you the other tools that you're going to need that might help with it. Like there's cognitive behavior therapy. They're going to look at your behaviors and how you relate to things. There's art therapy, and some people use art therapy to relax. And then there's talk therapy, the one where you talk to a counselor face to face. You're taught grounding exercises in therapy. You're taught how to take care of your brain better, exercises and all those things. So basically, it comes with the toolbox. It's like saying, okay, I can make it in the world, but do I really need education? At the end of the day, education is going to teach you some things that you wouldn't have learned.
Well,
Bill Gates,
well.
only 1%.
Hey, okay. To demo 80%.
80,
Right.
99%.
Education is important.
Yeah. So basically, that's the same thing with therapy.
Okay, so much, Ellie. Take it away.
I'm just what she said, that even, like when she was speaking about addiction, that there's some people who they tell that you have to go for therapy, but you need to analyze what the person's situation is, because what therapy does is just basically restructuring your thought process. It was restructuring your mind, telling you that you're basically breaking your pattern of thought
That counseling
of
course is
what
working, yeah?
of basically how you've been thinking, stick a pin, redirect and start thinking like this. That's what therapy does.
Refreshing, yeah.
Exactly. And I think it's something that a lot of people feel, and I'd like you to speak into this. Why do you think people feel, why there's that sort of why is that sort of stigma there around seeking mental, I don't call it mental health, seeking help?
For the brain.
Yeah.
First of all, the stigma for us is entrenched in our culture. For men, they feel like you should be a man. You can't cry over these issues.
I can't tell my problems
you
to
can't
another
tell
guy.
your problems to another guy. You're just supposed to be hard guy every day.
You and God.
And then the people who believe it's actually a white people problem. And then the people believe it's a rich people problem.
Right.
So there are very many things that are ingrained in our culture. I highly disagree. That are ingrained in our culture that have taught us these things. And we even stigmatize ourselves because you feel like, oh my God, the people who suffered more than me, my ancestors went through slavery and they were hard, they made it. So we have taught ourselves to participate in suffering competitions. Like I should suffer like the other person is suffering. Like there's an award or something like that. But then Christ didn't die on the cross for you to suffer. He died on the cross for you to live a life that is free,
a blessed life,
and a life that's good. So even when you're choosing to go for therapy, like God created therapists. He created doctors. He created all these people to help you because maybe He knew at one moment you need people to carry you along when you can't walk anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, the stigma is just so ingrained in everything we've been taught growing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wowza.
So you think that when I show up, they want to judge me? First of all, I'm a Mchiga, I'm a boy, I'm not rich. So I was just googling, small googling. $150 into Ugandan shillings
It's about
per session. That's 540k.
Yeah.
That is fuel for 2 days.
But see, would you rather spend that instead of buying fuel and then your thoughts make you crash into another car?
Wanashika was a difficult question.
That's the thing, you have to look at the long-term effect.
Difficult question.
Yeah.
But I hear you. Let's jump to a break. When we come back, we'll be talking through heart-to-heart spaces and how Rita is helping the world become a better place.
Yep.
I'm hoping that's the agenda.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Rita Auma, an author, advocate, and we can say that thing of Manya, advocate of the High Court and
Senior counsel.
No, the court's subordinate, right? we can say that thing, yeah?
No, just lawyer.
Okay, lawyer. She's modest. These are people God doesn't want. God wants to use, but they are not.
Rita, you're interestingly, you're a lawyer, and I just want to know about heart-to-heart spaces. What is the backstory? How did you come from being counsel and getting into mental health activism?
Yeah, so long story short, in 2019, I got my official diagnosis, and I had to end up as an inpatient in Butavika. I was there for 2 months, and during that time, we'd meet in the evenings with friends, and we'd talk about life, and we'd leave feeling lighter. But then I also noticed other people weren't visited as much as I was visited, because they didn't want people to know they were in Butavika or they were ill. So I decided when I got out, I'll do something about it. So that's how Heart to Heart Spaces got birthed, to make people on their journey to healing know they're not alone, but also to stop the stigma around it, so that people can be able to still live their best lives despite of the diagnosis.
Deep stuff, huh?
John, don't cry.
Best way to
I
start a
give you-
company.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's really amazing to see what you're doing, and I do know Heart to Heart. You've really put in a lot of time into Heart to Heart, especially with the way that you use social media. If you haven't checked out Rita's stuff on social media, she's going to tell you where to find her
They are
towards the
good
end of the
PR
show.
people.
Yeah, she's definitely using social media and content creation to drive the message across. And just about Heart to Heart Spaces,
Yep.
how exactly is, because you have been doing a fundraiser, I think,
Yeah.
for the past month
Yep.
or so, and just tell us more about that.
So Heart to Heart Spaces, one does different things, and one, we help people connect with therapists or psychiatrists. Because of the stigma, this information isn't out there a lot. So we generated a list of affordable psychiatrists and therapists, and I posted it up on my Twitter page, Auma_Rita, and on my Instagram page, Rita Vigilante. And we also do a lot of advocacy. We teach people about mental health, mental illness, good coping mechanisms, but then we also hold safe spaces for people on their journey to healing. So basically, those were birthed from the idea of Alcohol Anonymous, the safe spaces people hold. And yeah, we just come together, talk about our month, what we can do better. We have a therapist come in at the end of the month or 2 months if we have taken on a specific topic, and they just do a session with us, a group session. So those are some of the things Heart to Heart Spaces does. We also help people who can't afford therapy and psychiatric help get it at an affordable price. So we top up for them. Like if someone says, oh, I only have 30,000, we look for the remaining 30 or 40, and then we top up for them. So they can get
So it's fundraising. What, you want to buy land in Matuga for a space, an actual space?
Well, eventually. But the fundraising is basically so that we help people get the affordable therapy and psychiatric help.
Okay.
I normally use my own income, but that also I get strained sometimes.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
milk is expensive now.
Yeah, so I decided to hold a fundraiser.
Yeah.
So that people can help me crowdsource live.
Okay.
Honestly.
You mentioned that earlier on John was here getting cardiac arrest over $150.
Yeah.
And you just mentioned that you help people get that there is a list of affordable therapists and counselors.
Yeah.
What is the price range of these? What is affordable here for the person listening?
Affordable basically is from 100,000 to 70,000, but that's first sessions. The second sessions sometimes are 70 to 50,000.
Okay.
So yeah, the list has such people, but also a fundraiser has brought on some therapists who are willing to give therapy at an affordable price, like 40,000 from the beginning, or 60,000 from the beginning. So if somebody reaches out to us, then we're able to connect them to those specific therapists.
Does Heart to Heart Spaces have like real therapists and people that are attached to heart, because for me, I already have trust issues with myself. I cannot come to heart, then they send me to another guy. And guy, there's a guy we know, yeah. So there are people that you trust, that we know, that for me, if I reach out to Rita, my I will get help.
Yes. So
Not from a stranger even.
yeah, heart-to-heart spaces. The people on the list are people I trust. So with therapy, you can't most times get the exact person on the first try that you will bond with.
Yeah.
So I went through a period where I was seeing different therapists
Okay.
before I settled for my therapist. So some of those people are on the list, people who have worked with me and people I trust, because it's a very delicate issue. You don't want to send someone somewhere and the therapist does more harm than good.
Wow.
Well,
Let's get into a break. When we come back, we'll get a 15-minute therapy session.
Rita, what exactly? There's something happening today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So today we have a fundraiser. It's at the Motive, Kampala. So people are buying tickets to come take tea, listen to great acoustic artists as we raise money to help people get the affordable therapy and psychiatric help.
Wow.
We go for some tea, John.
So I have
It's cold.
There's the person waiting.
Hey, but it's at 3 p.m.
I have tea. It's at 3 p.m.
Yes.
Yes.
Traffic jam.
John.
It has rained. See the traffic. By the way, I don't enjoy Kampala traffic.
No, traffic generally is just, yeah.
Yeah.
We have someone saying, hey, Julian and Corey here.
Oh.
John and I know mental health is really important. Thank you for the beautiful session with Rita. Have yourselves a calm weekend. Thank you so much, Julian.
Actually, our motto in the house is overseeing mental health is key. If you're stressing us, quickly get started. Yeah. No, because I think for her, she saw me pass through depression, and she saw me go like
spiral downwards.
Yeah. So, thank you, Jenny, for listening in. Rita.
Yep.
I have a question. To just for the guys, I know they are shy. Quick 1 minute therapy session. I know that young men struggle with, especially because culture has told us that we should marry at a particular age. Girls are hard to catch. I mean, I wish someone is looking for $100, $1,000 for a while. Yeah, it's been going on for a while. Things like commitment are hard to come by. We would like to commit, but girls are nowhere to be seen. We are praying to God. God is not answering our prayers. What would you say to a young man who is passing through that dilemma? I think because one of the reasons why I was also low, the question of relationship and wanting to talk to someone every night came through. And I didn't have anyone at that time. I had my sisters and my family, and I was used to them, and I couldn't tell them my things. Yeah, just speaking to that, and consider that the challenge of now.
So the challenge is other people around you getting married.
Yes, so many.
Or did you decide you wanted to get married at a specific age? The age has passed.
I want to now.
You want now.
But she's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, so one of the things I've learned is everybody has a different lane. The issue comes in when someone is at their prime in the other lane and you're in yours, but you're not there.
Or maybe you don't understand what your lane looks like.
Comparison.
Yet.
Yes. So the issue most times is comparison, and we want things very, very fast. Just because John is getting married, Che is getting married, now I also feel like the spirit of marriage is upon me. Yet you're going through a season where the Lord is calling you to fast and pray just.
John, they've told you, go fast. First lesson you this coffee and the things that you eat every day. Such up what?
So, no, I don't need
So
Okay, whatever it is. Eshabwe.
I
First
don't
refuse that
Auntie
one.
Tina.
You have talking Tom. Leave talking Tina alone,
Anyway.
please.
So one of the things that can help in such moments is I have specifically a gratitude tin. If I'm grateful for something that happened that day, I put it in that tin. I write it and drop it in that tin. So when I'm going through those moments, oh, this isn't working out, or it's working out for the other person, I look
But
for
not
my
me.
tin and pick out certain things, and I remind myself of the good things the Lord has done to me, for me in that moment. So I learn to live in the moment, and I learn to be grateful for the things I have in the moment.
Wow.
That reminds me of a certain scripture. I can't pin it. Yeah, I can't pin it exactly, but it says, when heaviness sets in, put on the garment of praise.
Yeah.
And it's always good to remember what God has done for you.
Honestly, tins are how much in Senana here?
There is I can send the people who do tins of 7K and 10K. I will
7.
send you the contact.
You say, oh, wonderful. Gratitude. That's actually something that is practical and we can do it. I can, as a family, I think that's something that we can do. Rita Auma, thanks so much for coming through. You're an author of the book. Where do we get your books?
My book is at Aristoc. It's at Book Point. It's called Dear Me.
Dear Me.
Yeah.
Down there's Rita Auma.
Yes.
Okay. And the book is blue.
It's red.
It's red. Red, Dear Me.
Dear Me.
Down there is Dear.
Yes.
Dear.
Dear. Yes.
Then Me. Dear Me.
Yes. But
Dear
please, it's not written as shorthand. It is full. Dear.
Dear friend. So Dear, then
Me. Yes.
Then down there's Rita Auma.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for coming by. In the